I open up this box. It's addressed to her, and out comes this just like amorphous blue thing. What is this?
What the fuck is that? What is that?
And I flip it over, and there's like a pictorial for what you're supposed to do with this thing. And it's just like this ridiculous, like you put it against the wall and it like stretches your neck or something. Because I get this email from May, and I'm like, something must have gone right in our meeting from last week. Okay, so let me see what she says. She's like, great to meet you, blah, blah, blah. I assume you meant to send some attachment from like Dylan's Twitter post. I would love to chat to get to know you better. I dropped some time on your calendar, so like, let's chat. And I'm like, sweet. And what I missed in the middle between me and May is Gary Vaynerchuk. And Gary, in all lowercase letters, says, would love to talk to you more about animation together, !! For social media posts. Enter, 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 enter. Team, I like these kids. Space, comma, space. Feel something. Whoa.
Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship,
You got one job.
Dude,
I gave you one job.
I will say, I think I did the intro yesterday.
No, you didn't.
So that was in the back of my head.
I did the last three. I tell you to do one, and you're doing intros from a year ago. How about get it together?
Yeah, well.
I'll tell you something, Pop. I'll tell you something right off the bat. We talk about smart nonsense at Smart Nonsense. Couldn't be easier, really. I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy little clam because something so simple. You started, and by you I mean your producer, Big Shot, started posting the pod again, and that means I get to watch the pod again, which means I get to watch these edits, which means the intros of these things are killing me. So that's just quick shameless plug.
For the game.
There is a clipped.co editor. His name is Coy. He just does these. He owns this podcast. He does the edits. And I haven't obviously seen his hooks or intros in 4 months. And they're so funny. Right. I just watched your boy Yucky.
We have this philosophy where instead of review and then post, it's post and then review. The only problem is we haven't posted for 6 months. So the review cycle on Koi's bangers is like the longest possible. So he's basically just been putting out fire, and there's probably another like 30 in the queue we just haven't seen, and he's getting no love. So that's a shame.
Right.
But,
right. So
now we love him.
The point
so,
of post and then review is you get the momentum of shipping, and then everyone gets to kind of like celebrate and give like praise and feedback when something goes out. It's like so fun. I got to ship something, and they're going to comment on how awesome the edit is. But this poor guy's just been cranking in the dark. His shit's not going out, and we're not talking about it. We're praising him for how awesome it is. So that's your plug, Coy.
That's
I'm a happy
my
camper.
bad. But now we got to produce a Coy. So that's great for the game. I do hate the sound of my voice, and I know everyone says that, but
someone
but it was there was a high with the Yucky edit. We might want to roll a little bit of the Yucky, and then immediate crash with like, wow, that's what I sound like.
So someone just texted me this morning, like, how are you so okay with putting your face online? She was asking.
That might have been me.
And I just texted back, like, you do it enough times, you dissociate. And so that's what you got to do, dude. You just got to dissociate with your voice. It's neither here nor there. It's not yours. It's just, you're just a thing. You're just a thing on the internet.
Well,
who cares?
I could use it productively and be like, God damn, your intonations are just fucking painful to listen to. But hey, dude, live and learn.
I have another feedback loop I learned now that our things are in the wild and we can listen to them and iterate. I got the sniffles every episode. that's
dude. You also go to the doctor every other day.
That one. That was funny because we were talking about, well, dude, also talking about episodes from 6 months ago, the gap between these is just, I can't even talk about those episodes. But I got the sniffles. It's because I usually go out and get like a bubbly water or something right before we shoot. And it's cold outside. I get the sniffles, and I'm sorry.
Dude, I was just talking yesterday to this guy Jay Alto. He did like thumbnails for I don't know, like Mr. Beast and a bunch of popular people. And we're talking about like how to make a successful podcast. It's like, yeah, you ideally have a topic that people care about and then like a good title and thumbnail for it. And dude, talking about why you get the sniffles on other podcasts that we shoot. Right up
Wait,
there.
what?
It's gonna go viral.
Oh, me talking about getting the
The
sniffles?
Yeah, we're just like,
No,
wow. That's why
we're
we
here
got
to
20 fans,
hang.
dude.
Because that's the other thing I was thinking about. I was just
Yeah.
listening to an episode this morning. This is I don't think like we're not joking. This is for us. I was listening to an episode this morning where we're like, tomorrow we surge, which was in October, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the life that has transpired since like the surge. Like I know it's coming next in that podcast, and it gets grim for a bit. So
Right, we can see the future.
it's really weird. It's really weird.
It is.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, well, we surge again because we surge every couple months. And this is the only one where I feel like it's an
Well,
actual
yeah, after
surge.
that
That's
was
good.
Recruiter. After that surge, we figured out Recruiter. We did that whole pivot. Then we did a whole website pivot. Then we came back to our model. Then we hired my brother. It's like we can see the future, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I love listening back. Just like
I
we
will
figured out the
say,
problems that were painting us at that time, and it's just weird to listen back.
right, it's like, it's okay, Henry and Dylan, you'll figure it out. It's kind of the thing. I remember the kid, the salutatorian in my high school. He was a super chill dude. Like, I didn't even know he was smart till he was just like second in class. And he always had this saying. He's like, whenever we get stressed, he's like, dude, fucking everything's gonna be fine.
That's
It
the
all figures
saying,
itself
dude.
out.
Everything's gonna be fine.
It was like now 15 years ago. So, you know, it was nice. It was basically like, dude,
I'll give you a better one.
I don't know. I got the vibe.
I'll
Not
give
the
you
quote. All right. The vibe was
I'll
like,
give you a
it's
better
all
quote
fucking
that I
dope.
got from Thailand.
This works.
Okay. Same sentiment.
Oh.
It goes, "Don't worry, chicken curry." I got it from this dude. This guy that spoke no English. He was just driving us around on one of those little tuk-tuk boats, and he may have been doing some promiscuous things during the day with other men in our boat. That's neither here nor there.
Don't worry.
Oh yeah. So we caught him kind of like they were like him and like another guy were like under the tarp in our boat when we came back to the boat, and we caught him, and they just both come out and they're like, "Don't worry, chicken curry," and we're like, we weren't worried actually until you promiscuous girls came out. What was the point?
I gotta. Well,
everything will be fine.
Just like we're living in the future. It's all gonna be fine. It's just like, if that's the moral of the story. I guess some people actually go bankrupt and stuff and get depressed. But
yeah, how does that happen?
You figure it
if
out.
You get way too far ahead of your skis. Usually legal stuff.
I mean, dude, we could at any moment, like
go bankrupt.
Well, we'll always figure it out, I think. But like I can see a world where if it were just me, like say we didn't have each other, I'd probably just get depressed and just shut it all down.
And well, that's the number one cause of like startup or company death is founder giving up.
Right. Suicide.
I have a thread for you. I have a thread for you because I'm in a good mood because I get to watch these edits again. Yucky,
nice.
Dude. Not your boy. Yucky. And well, it is literally all it took. Okay, one other thing. Let me touch on one other thing. This is the beautiful feedback loop of working with creatives, which is do we have a principle? You tell me if we have a principle for this, but it's basically like let the creative run off of their own inspiration and create magic. And when they do that, it then inspires us to create more. And it creates this beautiful, like harmonious, like I see an amazing Smart Nonsense podcast edit. I want to go shoot more Smart Nonsense podcasts. Like it's just this beautiful yin and yang.
Yeah, it's a little flywheel going on. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I like it.
I guess one principle we have is like you should be hiring people so good, in our case video editors, that everything they deliver to you is a gift, because when it's a gift, it just makes us want to go do more.
Right.
But
yeah, and reciprocity,
Let
dude.
me
Oh,
clue you in on
okay.
my morning because it was a really weird way to start the day. Um,
Dude, I woke up at
that's
12:30. I was like, what
oh,
year is it?
dude. The
My
other
bad.
thing
My
about
bad.
living in the
Keep going.
future is when I hear back from like October, us talking about your dating life, just makes me sad. Just makes me really
Oh,
sad.
me too. I didn't figure it out. You're like, you should figure it out. I didn't figure it out. I actually just added a note to my memes sheet
Which
too,
is, yeah, I was
a
like,
couple
I hope
minutes
she
ago.
listens to this because, well, but then I kind of don't.
No,
But then
no,
I,
you
well,
don't.
dead. Let bygones be
No, we're good.
bygones, I guess. Shouldn't, but let them.
Better play.
So I get to the office this morning and okay, one, it's important. I am having this problem at home where my girlfriend, she's got hoarding tendencies, okay? And
I, I didn't
I've got
expect that. Nice.
OCD. So hoarding tendency,
Oh, dude,
OCD
sick.
don't do so well together. This is why I had to purchase a cleaning lady,
Right.
okay, that comes weekly because it was stressing
Uh,
me out.
wait, what is hoarding? Just like buying a lot of stuff on Amazon or something?
Yeah, and in the case of this story, clothes. Uh,
Oh,
oh, she loves buying TikTok
that's
gadgets.
funny.
I swear to God. Like one just showed up the other day. It was like first I open up this box. It's addressed to her, and out comes this just like amorphous blue thing. And I'm like, what is this? And I flip it over and there's like a pictorial for what you're supposed to do with this thing. And it's just like this ridiculous, like you put it against the wall and it like stretches your neck or something. And I text her like,
uh,
A, thanks for the sex toy. B, um, if your neck hurts, can you just exercise and stretch? Like, why do we need this TikTok foam sex toy? You
you
don't.
don't.
And so
Did you ever send her Lindy Man? That'll fucking set her straight.
no, she's not in a
My
position to
bad.
be able
Keep
to
going.
handle Lindy Man. You have to be receptive to the Lindy Man if you're gonna handle the Lindy Man. I can't. I can't,
You gotta focus.
I can't believe you ran out of Lindy Man. Um,
It's like finishing the
all right,
Bible,
so
dude.
back on track. She's got hoarding tendencies. I got OCD. So there's this constant push and pull of just her having a lot of stuff and me trying to get a grasp on all our stuff. That involves a lot of throwing things out and then getting yelled at for throwing things out. I think it's a harmonious thing. You kind of need both. All right. Uh,
Whoa.
I've been having this issue lately of there just being a ridiculous amount of clothes. And luckily, I got to go through them with her and we did like a huge elimination donation thing. So I got her to just like eliminate a lot of the clothes. But there's still so many clothes and we don't have that much space. So I'm having trouble figuring out what to do with all of them. So finally, don't you have that thing where it's like procrastinate, then delegate or something?
Uh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. In 2020, I made one. I think I drew it actually. I made one art piece and I posted on my Instagram. Procrastinate equals
procrastinate equals
delegate.
delegate. So there's
That
been a
was the start
trash
of
bag
smart
of
nonsense.
clothes that don't fit anywhere, just sitting in the corner of our room for like 3 weeks now. And I'm like, I keep procrastinating on this. Let me delegate it. So I go on TaskRabbit. All right. And the tasker, there will be a payoff at this story, which is the crazy thing. I go
Okay.
and I'm like, my girlfriend's out of town, so I need the tasker to come tomorrow. It'd be so nice if everything is organized and tidied up and there's a new system tomorrow.
They they don't call them rabbits. I'd probably like that more.
A rabbit? They might. I don't know. I don't know how they run their business or what they call them. But the task rabbit can come tomorrow, 3 p.m. So I go on my phone and I swipe over to tomorrow, 3 p.m. And I see, you know, when like somebody throws you don't, because you don't use a calendar. But when someone throws something on your calendar and it ends up in Apple, it's like all
Mm,
checked out, hexed out. It's like you haven't accepted or
I've seen
denied
that.
it yet. And I just see this Henry
Hmm.
Cross May. And I'm like, first of all, like I don't
Is that a
meet
month?
with anybody. So I'm like, how did you get on my calendar? Like I'm not doing sales calls. How did you get on my calendar? I click in, I see, oh, I shouldn't, Oh, well, Mike, should I give up her email or what should I do about this? Whatever. I see May at you could bleep it, May at vfriends.com, but you can't because it's important for the story. I see May at vfriends.com and I'm like, huh, that's weird because we've got this guy in our sales pipeline right now, some crypto guy you found from like VFam or something like vfam.com. It's like some crypto project.
Well, to be clear, he found
Sorry.
me after posting. I wasn't looking for this guy. He saw our Gary V post, did a little story
So
write
we've
up
been
on him,
talking to
and he
like
was one of the viewers.
Walmart V friends or Vayner, like some tangentially related.
It was like his NFT project fanboy
Right.
creating his own
And
thing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how'd this guy get on my calendar or someone from his team? And then I'm like, this is so weird. But vfriends.com, that's like, that's VFriends. Like I know this because we just went and saw Gary V last week. So I was like, I'm going to break my rule and let me go into my email first thing in the morning, which you never do. But I did it. And there I see this email from May. Why don't I just read the email? Did I have it prepared? No. You were still
That's
asleep
fine.
at this point.
Right.
Wait, I got to find the image. Wait. Tell a joke, Pop. Oh, no.
I used to watch the show Hoarders.
Yeah.
Fucking really
Also,
depressing. I wear the
a
same
note on
sweatshirt
that.
every day, by the way, for
Yeah.
clothes.
What's HGTV's deal with those shows? Like follow a hoarder around?
Dude,
My
they just
600-pound life?
they find whatever
My
disease you
strange
have, and
addiction?
they're like, we're
It's
gonna
just
make it
like
public. Yeah.
so weird.
Are Well, it clearly works. Nice format, honestly. Find the most fucked up people and put a camera in front of them.
Yeah, well, it's weird that people want to watch that. Also, like Love on the Spectrum. We can get into that another time. But I get this email. Okay, to make a long story short, I'm like, holy crap, it's actually VFriends, which means some.
That was, dude.
Wait. I'm like, because I get this email from May, and I'm like, something must have gone right in our meeting from last week. Okay, so let me see what she says. She's like, great to meet you. Blah blah blah. I assume you meant to send some attachment from like Dylan's Twitter post. I would love to chat to get to know you better. I dropped some time on your calendar, so like let's chat. And I'm like, sweet. Let me fire that off to the Clift guys because like this is awesome. I got a meeting with someone on Gary's team, and then I go back to accept her invite and respond like talk tomorrow. And what I missed in the middle between me and May is Gary Vaynerchuk. And Gary, in all lowercase letters, says, by the way, this is on an email follow-up we sent him after meeting last week. He says, would love...
Yeah, for full context, listen to the pod, first of all, but because then you can see the future and the past at the same time. Crazy feeling. Met with them. We're like, how do we take this like 5-minute meeting and really make it memorable, actually like secure a footing with Gary's team? And then we reach back to the past and like, let's do our old blitz where it's like spin up an editing team, come back with a sick animation the morning after, and now he's going to remember us. And we took the photo that we had, I guess I'll put it here, and animated all his characters. So then it's like, okay, this is a thank you note like I've never gotten before.
Yeah. And I think, no, this comes, you've always, I think it comes from your dating world, but you've always made us do this idea of ping value, which is like, it's one thing to, well, we could have just not done anything on the follow-up, or you could have just followed up and been like, thank you, nice to meet you, bye-bye, talk later. But it's like, how can you actually put some value in the other person's court? And that's where we were like, okay,
Right.
he knows we do animation. We said maybe we'll work together in the future on animation. Let's show him that and show him what we can do overnight.
Right. Oh, one quick thing. The beauty of voice cracking. The beauty of having like a team on tap all the time, where you actually have a company, is you can spin these things up all the time, and it's like no extra effort. I guess if we were animating ourselves, we could also like stay up all night and do it. But having a team just makes it super easy, and it still feels like personal for them, like we did it. Like I remember like David Sachs's wife like thought we were editing a bunch of his clips, and she's like, why would you take all the time? Like, why do you like David so much? It's like, really we just had some extra editors and it's like no skin off our back, but it feels amazing for
Yes.
them.
Yes. So back to the email I had glossed over from Gary Vaynerchuk in between our thread. He says, would love to talk to you more about animation together, tilde exclamation mark, for social media posts. Animation together for social media posts. Like 4 lines down, just like enter, 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 enter. Team, I like these kids. Space, comma, space. Feel something. Whoa. Right? Like, whoa. So, okay,
Feel
like,
something,
okay, one
dude.
reason I wanted to, and I guess we'll show this so long as all the emails are blurred. One reason I wanted to call attention to like all lowercase, the space, comma, space, the tilde, like it's kind of amazing that Gary's job is to just like see something and then tell his team like, I like that, go do something with it.
Right. It's kind of what
And
we're
then they
doing with
do.
Jack, honestly.
And like I looked up this person
Yeah.
May's history with him, and it's like very decorated history at VaynerMedia, like head of content on his personal stuff, and now does VFriends. Whoop.
Yeah, cool.
So did I lose a whole bunch of tea on the hoarding story into
Well,
this? Yeah, I did, and that's my bad. But that's amazing.
well, diaries
No,
don't need
it
tea.
worked, Pop.
I will. I. What was weird was like we didn't know it worked, and what was cool was seeing not only Gary say like, "Hey, these guys are awesome. Like, let's figure out what to do with them," but also like May just saying that she had seen our tweet without us even knowing. Like you see like, oh, 5,000 views or whatever on a tweet. You don't know like who those people are, and you didn't get a DM from them or a like, so it's like invisible. But those people exist. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that. Obviously, fucking looked awesome." It's like, "Oh, well, we didn't
Yeah,
know that. That's
yeah.
that's sick."
So that was my morning.
So I just think like, yeah, we don't know who's in the audience is the crazy thing. So a good thing to wake up to. Basically, my shower when I did wake up at 12:30 was like, wow, I like that feeling. It's actually something that I think is one of our superpowers, which like no one really does, is like do this sort of like crazy stuff. One, because we have the resources to do it, like a team, and then one, like I don't know, it's like worked for us, so we believe in it. I think most people just like I
Well,
don't know why they don't do it, but like blitzing is super fun because you can
it
reach
was
anybody.
cool. Jack, now CEO of Clipped, he texted us last night, right? And he was like, hold on, I want to find his exact wording. About basically us not, it kind of gets to an MKBHD. He talks about like having well, I don't want to get into that analogy, but having octopus arms. um um hang on, I'm so close, it's ridiculous. There it is. He says, have you guys, this is my brother, CEO of Clipped, have you guys thought about what it'd be like working through all of this, just the two of you? And what he's referring to is like right now there are like 10 domains happening inside of our company that all need to happen really well. It's like supply, demand, editor supply, customer demand, like onboarding, then all of our content, then some customers that have issues, and then all the lead gen we're doing. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I've thought about that. It's literally impossible. That's why we've been stuck at 1 for 0 to 1.
Right.
We've been stuck at 1 for 2 years. It's just Dylan and I, we don't have any more capacity, and we're the bottleneck. And so
Right.
it's been so fun lately for us to just be on like the marketing side of the business, the demand side of the business, and knowing that whatever we shoot over to Clipped is going to be fulfilled by awesome people.
Right.
My brother and
Yeah.
like Reese, the writer and producer on Smart Nonsense. Like we don't have to write content anymore. It's crazy. Are we going to go bankrupt?
Yeah.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah. We gotta definitely do a better job of the one thing that we do now. But it's just such a good feel. Like it's starting to sink in. Like
Well, giving
who
up
said it?
control and having the right
Maybe
people in the right seats, I'm now starting to see like how we can multiply you and me. I feel like we have a 5 or
yeah.
10x multiplier on internal talent right now, which is
Oh, so this was it.
who,
I
how?
remembered. Um Walter Isaacson, who wrote the Steve Jobs biography, he was asked like, "Hey," or he asked Steve. He's like, "Hey, Steve, you built like the sickest company in the world, like the craziest products, like out of everything. Like, what is the best thing you've built?" He's like, "Hmm, the
Ah,
design team."
out of left field. Had me. I was like,
Like, whoa, dude! I was thinking
Macintosh,
products.
GUI.
It's like, yeah, he built the team, and the team can on their own go out and build the Macintosh. The what do you say, GUI? I don't know what. Yeah, graphic user interface. Like they could build anything, but he started with the foundation. The team had been together for like 20 years. Like no one ever left. No one ever really came in. It was just like, this is the team. It's sick. Let's lock it in. Johnny Ive and whoever else was running it, and they could build literally anything. So that was his best creation in his life. Kind of
Well, and
feels the same
I've
with us.
had as a founder and to the hoarding story, a guy with OCD, like, um, it's been difficult for me to like give up control. I think you for a long time as well, but then you stopped kind of knowing what was going on at Clipped. So like you stopped. It's like ignorance
If
is
I don't
bliss,
know, I'll give it up. If I
right?
know, I freak out. Yeah.
But we were watching this. Was it Sean Puri? It was someone talking about the difference between who and how. Like basically, I think early on in a company, and definitely in our case, when a problem arises, we were very much of the how are we going to solve this problem? How are literally me and you going to solve this problem? And if you want to grow and you want to break through that, literally we hit a ceiling. You need to start when problems arise. You need to start saying who is going to solve this problem. Whenever a problem comes up, it's now who, not how. Jack, my brother, is really good at that. I think because he has more experience running teams. Like he doesn't really do a lot of nitty gritty stuff. He's better at like assembling the troops, making sure people know what's important and what the problems are, and then giving them the tools or the clearance or whatever to go solve that problem themselves. So
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably say the same with us with content. Like, we don't direct content at all. Only after the
How do you mean?
fact. Like, he manages the company similar to how we
How we
manage
manage
content.
content?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll like if we put out a short, it's like here's the script, go fucking
Right,
wild,
right,
like you're
right,
sick.
right. Which I feel like we were okay to do
Um,
with design work, but we weren't okay to do it with decision making at the company.
but I still think like it is called like with Jack, yeah, because we just like he has similar values, he gets it. But when you're like Philippines versus US culture, I think there is a big difference. So it's hard to do that. Versus like I don't know, even with Reese. Well, Reese is kind of I don't know, unproven with Reese. But like I think it does depend on the person. I guess Jack's
It's
doing
working
it
with the
right now
same
with the
people.
team as is.
Anywho, it's interesting.
I don't really know
You
it's
got
working.
any giggly goo thread to run us out of here on, or because I really stampeded that episode. Got so excited from the
Mm,
feedback loops. Didn't get
let me see
anything in
if I
about
got a quick
hockey.
one.
Nothing about dating.
Um, I got a sports one. I guess it's a one liner in
Oh,
here.
oh.
Um, I was listening to a podcast. Mm, listening to a podcast coming back from Banff. I think it was a podcast. And did you ask for goo? This isn't really goo, but it was it was. I don't remember the context fully. I just know that
The
the
one liner.
fucking takeaway. Um, this one, yeah, the one line. This guy was talking to John McEnroe, who played tennis back in the day, was like a superstar back in who knows 70s or whatever 80s he played. And the guy was talking about like, hey, the game today is crazy. Like you look at
Oh no, Zverev,
Alcaraz, what's his
Alcaraz,
name?
Medvedev.
I don't know. Maybe it was like Nadal at the time too. But like all these young players, and they have like the craziest like workout regimens from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. just going hard every single day. Like, here's what it was. Okay, so this person, it was like
Found his
I'm
way.
starting to remember. It was it was like just like a young guy or girl, whatever, 15, asking John, like, hey, like all these people are doing these crazy workout routines, like push-ups, pull-ups, all this stuff. Like, what did you do back in the day to stay in shape? And he like looked at this girl and he's like, I played tennis.
Gardaloo! Not the Lindy man. Snorkackle. Gardaloo, dude.